I've been working out 7 days a week, twice a day, every day, and I just can't figure out why I'm not losing weight. Like, I do everything right. I lift heavy weights, I do tons of cardio, I eat 6 small meals a day, I don't eat past 6 at night for God's sakes, and I still can't see my abs. I can't figure out what the heck I'm doing wrong here. What's up guys, my name's Max, and in today's video I want to go over the 9 foods you should never eat again if you want a 6-pack, and if you want to lose any kind of weight. Since you probably already realized that ice cream is one of them, let's start with ice cream first. First of all, ice cream is super high in sugar, which can lead to weight gain, increased levels of blood triglycerides, and diabetes. When you have a high spike in blood sugar, which ice cream will definitely cause, a high spike in blood sugar, your body reacts by releasing a lot of insulin. When insulin levels are high, your body, it's literally impossible for you to burn fat, and it's very easy for you to gain weight. Couple this with the fact that most ice creams have at least 300 calories in just 1 cup, and you'll easily see how ice cream is one of the worst foods to eat when trying to burn fat and get abs. Another food that's terrible if you want to see your abs, and it's also just as bad for your health, is popcorn. Now, almost all microwave popcorn varieties come in a bag that's lined with this terrible chemical, and this chemical is the same toxic stuff found in Teflon pots and pans. And this chemical, when heated, has been linked to infertility, cancer, and other diseases in lab animals. There are also GMOs, artificial flavors, MSG, and I don't know if you guys actually know this, but regular corn farming requires a whole ton of pesticides. On top of that, the trans fats are still used in most popcorn brands, even though they've pretty much disappeared everywhere else, because we know that they're very strongly linked to heart attacks and heart disease. And finally, last but not least, certain studies are starting to show that it might be bad to nuke any kind of food, not just microwavable popcorn. So maybe get rid of that microwave. Popcorn may be the single worst food you can have for fat loss and for your health. Moving on. We got Oreos, and in general, any types of cookies that you buy in a package like Chips Ahoy or Keebler fudge cookies, they're pretty bad. Well, one of the things that makes them so bad is that the same things that apply to ice cream apply here as well. So when you get an insulin spike, the same insulin spike you're going to get here, and you won't be able to burn fat until insulin levels drop down. But the other thing that makes this a dangerous food to eat is the enormous calorie content. In just 6 Oreos, we're looking at 270 calories, and I bet that nobody eats just 6 Oreos. Oreos are so addicting that you start eating them, you're going to eat 20. If you eat a row of the typical, one of these packages of Oreos, you're looking at 675 calories. Good luck burning that off, because Oreos are obviously super high in calories and super high in fat and sugar. So definitely want to avoid this when trying to cut body fat. Now next, we got soft drinks. Right here is peach flavored Snapple, and in 1 cup there are 200 calories, close to 48 grams of sugar, which is 12 teaspoons of sugar. You should only be having a maximum of 6 to 9 teaspoons of sugar a day. You already just went over just with this 1 cup. Now, it's not only Snapple, and I know that you guys already know that Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, Hawaiian Punch, Brisk, Sprite, and all those other canned sodas, I already know that you guys know that they're bad for you, especially when you're trying to actually burn fat. But you might have not known that the orange juice and the apple juice, and in fact most juices that you see at the store, are absolutely horrible for you. 24 grams of sugar in a cup of apple juice. That's a lot. That's half the amount you're going to get from this cup of Snapple, but it's still going to cause a major halt in your fat loss. Up next, we have chips. And luckily there are some brands of chips that are actually not that bad for you. Unfortunately, most of them are still pretty bad for you. Almost all chips are super high in salt, sugar, and fat. Also, because they're cooked at such a high temperature, it could cause the formation of carcinogens. Don't be fooled by the kettle-cooked chips and the natural chips, because it's the same shit. The one brand of chips that I've seen that I like are the Utz sweet potato chips. They just have peanut oil, sweet potatoes, and salt listed as the ingredients. Cream cheese is next on the list, and just so you guys know, cream cheese is made out of full-fat milk and cream. Does that sound like what you would include in your diet if you wanted to get a 6-pack? The other thing about cream cheese is that it's filled with additives and artificial flavors, and unfortunately, when you try to go with the lower calorie, low fat alternatives to avoid the high fat and high cholesterol content found in regular cream cheese, you're unknowingly adding more additives and artificial flavors. Let's see what we have next. Okay, we got pizza. Pizza is a combination of fat from the cheese and carbs from the dough and a bunch of salt. In total, one slice of pizza has 285 calories. Almost everyone I know has at least 2 slices, which would put you well over 500 calories. Combine this with dessert and you'll quickly see that you're never gonna see your six-pack eating this kind of food. The next thing you should never eat is honey mustard and other high-calorie condiments. In just 2 tablespoons of honey mustard, you're taking in close to 130 calories with 6 grams of sugar and 11 grams of fat. Mustard is fine, but when honey meets mustard, be cautious. You also want to avoid mayonnaise, almost all dressings, and blue cheese. Last but not least is fried chicken. Now, although, anything that you fry is technically bad for you, fried chicken is going to cause a huge spike in calories, a huge spike in fat, and carbs. And it also increases your risk of obesity, cancer, and diabetes. Not very good for your health either. Also, the oil that they use in this kind of food is typically the cheapest available, meaning not very high quality. So, that's all 9 of the worst foods you could eat when trying to get a six-pack. The really cool thing is that you can even eat some of these foods occasionally, sneak them into your diet, and still get a six-pack. Of course, every time that you do, you will have a couple extra 100 calories to deal with, but it can all technically be dealt with as long as your macros and calories are balanced at the end of the day. So remember that total food intake plays a big role. In fact, it plays the biggest role. If you only eat a serving of chicken breast with some honey mustard, you're probably going to be fine if that's all you ate for the whole day. You're still going to burn fat. As long as you remember that you need an overall calorie deficit of about 25% below maintenance, and you do your best to keep your insulin levels low, you'll be seeing that six-pack in no time. But when I'm trying to burn fat, I gotta say straight up, I completely stay away from all these foods. No cheat days at all. So you're probably wondering, well, why do you have all these foods then, Max? And that's something that I'm gonna let you guys decide in the comments below. Where do you guys think I got all this food? Did I get it out of my fridge? Did I get it out of my friend's fridge? But that's it. I really hope that this video has helped you guys out. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know when I release new tips and tricks to further help you out. I'll see you guys soon. Pump it.